So before we get started today, racing had a tragic loss on Monday. Lorna Brooke, unfortunately, lost her life after a few-week battle after her fall at Taunton during the month. So from myself, Dave, and Tom, we just want to send on our condolences to our friends, family, and everyone connected to her. So, on the matters at hand. This week we are going to cover Sandown's first flat meeting, which is on Friday, and their jumps finale on Sunday, and then the Vintage Crop Stakes at Navan on the weekend. But before that, we may as well talk about what happened at Lingfield today. We were just talking before we came on air about this race, and it was Dave that actually watched it. I didn't see it, and he sent it into our group.
I got 3 messages about it, voice notes about it, and
was one of them from Rab Havlin?
No, one of them was a fairly decent point, and I hadn't seen the race, and then it was sent to me then, and I was like, yeah, I 100% agree. But it was before
you get there, the race is Lingfield at 3:45 today, the 21st.
4:35.
4:35. What did I say?
You said 3:45.
3:45.
You got Neil just mixed up.
It's the monster again.
Yeah, he's on the monster again. God only knows.
Oh, Jesus.
It was
again. We're not endorsed by Monster, by the way.
Why do the commentators and the people that are talking about the racing that are working for the TV companies not call out when jockeys make a mistake? And I watched it then, and I was like, not even make a mistake. It was plain obvious.
I was just going to say it. I want a mistake.
Your horse is out there to try and finish in the best possible position it could. That horse that Rab Havlin was on should have won that race. It was straight up cheating. That's all it was. He should have won. He got banned for it. He gave a statement the whole lot, but fair play to the stewards. But what was said to me was, why don't the likes of Jason Weaver and so on and so forth, they touch on it. Like he in the commentary said, he got a little hands and heels ride. It wasn't a hands and heels ride. It was a bad ride. He didn't even try. He never even picked up the whip. He didn't try and push the horse out. The horse pulled him to the position he finished in, because the horse clearly should have won. So I agree, call it out and all that. You're trying to make the sport better for everybody and fairer for everybody. You shouldn't have that stuff going on.
It is, as you said, why aren't they saying something about, they're probably all pally, but for instance, Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher calling out their own clubs, the clubs they played for. They were in the state. Gary Neville on his first round was in Old Trafford when he went on one about the Super League. Why can't he just come out and say, this was an awful ride, there's something very suspicious about this? I
totally agree with it. Like I said, I'll talk to the lads, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. And I got a message back saying, obviously you have a podcast and fair play, you call it out and all that, but you're not working for Sky Sports Race and all that. But I will continue to call out stuff when I see it, no matter where I got to. But like you said, maybe they're pally and all that, but it shouldn't make a difference, because if it's wrong, you should say it.
But at the end of the day, they're paid to do a job and to call what they see. This is typical kind of racing. What's it called? Not hierarchy, bloody stigma. You just sweep it under the carpet and hope no one notices it.
Yeah, well, you couldn't have not noticed that today, to be honest.
As you said, hands and heels. There's hands and heels is when you're pushing a horse down. Hands and heels is not here when you're sitting on top and just squeezing them with your leg.
Yeah, and he was trying his hardest not to get close to the horse in front as well.
The reason he was on Scampy's heels because he put him up his arse. Tom, what do you think?
I thought Dave put it in our group, and I said, Dave's whinging again. He must have backed something now and just got a mad ride. His hands up, Dave. That's what I thought straight away. And I went and watched it. And it was terrible, isn't it? Look, I suppose, so the flip side of, I always look at these things and say, right, what is he trying to do? Because he's on a 16-1 chart. I don't think he's trying not to win for betting purposes and to do punters and stuff like that. A lot of the times you see a lot in Irish racing with some very, very, very big yards in Irish racing that you'll want to maybe run well on your first start, but you might not want to win because you'll then get your second run in a maiden. So you'll get that horse a little bit more experience in maiden company before you have to step up into novice company or into group company. Are you being robbed there or something?
We don't know.
It's
Here,
possible.
just in case. Keep going anyway. It's the joy. See, now if there's any other podcast we edit out, what the hell was? Close the door, will you, man? They're not heating the bloody street.
Imagine you get robbed live on the podcast.
Imagine he doesn't come back. Imagine he just don't come back.
And then you say you're going to go and have a look for him and you don't come back.
See some fella just coming over, put his hand over the camera. Good times.
But look, I can only presume that's what he was trying to do, was to give him an educational ride, which, look, I'm all for. However, when you're in a position like that and the horse had a very, very good opportunity to win that race, you can't be making that little effort. You don't have to pick up the stick. There's no rules that you have to pick up the stick. But I don't think he'd have had to pick up the stick there. I think he'd have had to bounce his arse off the saddle in proper Rab Havlin drive fashion twice, and I think he'd have probably won. I think he'd have definitely won. So it is what it is. It's poor. The reason
no run away with you. Where's the keys?
Back.
I left him in the door.
Will be car locked?
I don't know.
Check.
Really?
He really went back out now.
Oh, Jesus. Look, the stewards agreed that they gave him a 21-day ban. I think that's fair. I don't think you can be doing that kind of thing that blatantly. And obviously, as I say, I'm all for giving a horse an educational run, all for it. Especially on their first start when they're only babies. I don't think you have to beat them up at all. But
this was do everything in my power not to win, right?
Yeah, there's a massive difference between that and an educational ride. I think just going back to your reason on why the Sky Sports and people like that don't call them out, it's just because of access. They just want access to the big stables. If this was a smaller yard, I'm sure they would have said something, or a smaller jockey, but they're just not going to do it. It's just unfortunate.
Well, when you think to just go, Rab, what the hell were you thinking?
Yeah,
and just be honest. Look, I fucked up. I hold my hands up.
Whatever about access, it still don't make it right.
It doesn't make it right, but that's the reasoning behind it. The only person I've seen do it, and I thought he was brilliant, and a few people slagged him off, was Seb Sanders.
Yeah, Seb actually does call people out.
Seb just says it like he is. He said it about Jamie Spencer one day, and I know a few people disagreed, but he was bang on. Spencer rushed the horse up from like a good few lengths behind, got up to the leader, took a pull, started looking around, and then went on again. Like, if you're ever looking at jockeys and trainers, they're always saying, like, don't break their stride, go with them and whatever. And everyone was like, oh, Spencer masterclass, just because he'd won easily. And Seb was like, well, actually, it was shit, wasn't it? Like, that was a bad ride.
I remember that.
Your favorite flat jockey actually done that today in Pontefract or somewhere like that.
Oh, Kevin Stott?
Yeah. I was watching it. He was on the 6-4 favourite or something. Rushed him up, got up near the front, stood up, went, oh shit, and he had to push him out again. He won by like half a length, I think, in the end.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that now. A good jockey will time their run to hit the front at the right time and keep a hold of a horse and plan it right. They won't panic and push them. So,
where was it?
Yeah. Anyway, look, it was a poor ride. He's got his ban, deserved it, I think. To see whether he appeals, but yeah, not good.
It was Queen Sargent in the 250 Catterick.
It's not been a good week for the John Gosden team, really, has it? And their jockeys.
Oh, Benoit De La Sayette. I mean,
that's him never coming on the podcast.
Look,
it's poor as well. Like, I think we have a societal issue with drugs, but if you're a professional athlete and sports person, screw your head on, please.
I think it's Keelan Woods' tweet on that today.
What?
It's like, what do you expect when the people he's looking up to do it and get a ban and come straight back into riding Group 1 winners.
Seeing that,
So,
they get a
you know
scratch
what I
on the
mean?
wrist and they're back.
Yeah. So
it's like dissent in football is something that pisses me off. I love the way rugby is managed with that, and it's literally a case of impose a harsh ban, and you'll knock it out within seconds. If you said to anyone, right, minimum ban for cocaine substance is 2 years, you'll knock it out fairly lively.
Yeah. You know when going to parties with cocaine.
Remember when even Ferdinand missed his drug test? He got eight months for just missing it.
Yeah. Now that was dodgy, but still, he got 8 months though. But yeah, it's just like remove, like, I don't know. I've been to parties and that kind of stuff's going on, and I remove myself from the situation. I'm not a bloody professional athlete. Like it's not impossible to do. Like.
No,
so,
it's a choice to be there.
It's a culture. It's very much a culture in young society now. It's so easy to get your hands on.
It is, but as Tom says, you can choose to remove yourself from the situation.
Yeah, but when you're 18, you want to be, I'm one of the lads.
Yeah, well, he's not. He won't be one of the lads for the next 6 months when he's sitting at home.
Did he get banned yet?
He had his license suspended, I think.
Anyway, he'll get 6 months. Same.
He might get a slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. Because of who he is.
He's also should get banned through the actual season, so he's going to miss out on stuff like.
Yeah.
But Sheen wasn't with her. He didn't take it.
Or this fella maintains he didn't take it either. And the video was 2019.
This lad said he did take it. He said,
he said that particular video was from 2019.
Obviously, then 16.
Does that make him about 12?
It's a bit young. Like, what should it be realistically now? On a realistic basis, what should it be?
I think same as Tom. 2 years. Guaranteed they won't do it anymore then.
You don't see it we don't hear footballers getting done for cocaine or rugby players, do we? Like,
no,
it is an issue within racing. I know people won't like that, but it is an issue in racing, big time.
It's happened year on, year out. So, anyway, look, we'll soon find out what happens. Any more news before we hit the racing? Just checking. Oh, yeah, have more news. We will be interviewing Emery de Bromhead tomorrow at 4:30, and we'll get all the lowdown on all his Punchestown runners and all his reaction from Cheltenham and the Grand National.
It's happening, Andrew.
Fanboy! When your best behavior tomorrow, no?
I'll be, hello, Mr. Bromhead. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Mr. Henry.
Henry, how's Bob?
Don't do that. I did that once, and he ate me. He was like, "It's Henry." I was like, oh, "Okay." Didn't do that again.
All right, Gaffer. Right. So we start with the racing. We're going to start.
Say about the Punchestown thing.
Oh yes, as always, when Punchestown comes around, we run the annual WhatsApp tipping competition for all the usual heads and new ones that want to come in. You're organising this year, so you just talk about
people. It's actually good to see. Yeah,
you're organising, so take it away.
There's about 10 spots left, so just if you want to get involved,
text Dave.
Yeah, but the best thing to get me on, if you're not in the group already, and have my number, Instagram message, Instagram DM. I'm on Twitter because the lads made me go on, but I look at it once a week. So
now I put up something on Twitter from a week ago and you liked it today.
I liked it today, so you're unlikely to get me if you go to Twitter.
Like a little stalker on Twitter now, yeah.
So try and get me there, but there's about 10 spots left, and it's being filled up fairly quickly all week, and we have a better system running with one of the members in the group. He's a mathematician.
Yeah, I still can't get my head around it.
And
he's a better
he's a better system going, and he has a certain amount of numbers. So if you do want to get involved probably tomorrow. I'd say it'll be the last day.
So what's your Twitter? Well, obviously, Dave, is it like not your Twitter?
My name it's just my name on Instagram. You'll find me.
Okay. And if you can't get a hold of him, message the Finishing Line and I'll send it on to him.
Perfect.
So what is it, 10 left? First come, first serve?
Yeah, it's literally when people text me, they get in, and once we hit the number we're going for, that's it then.
All right. So you have till Friday 8 o'clock?
Yeah, but the way it's been going, I wouldn't leave it any later than tomorrow.
Okay. I put up on Twitter anyway when all spots are filled. But anyway, we'll get on to racing. We're going to start with a flat on Sandown. On Friday from Sandown. And we are starting with... Oh, no wonder it's not coming up. I'm clicking the wrong bloody mouse. It's a monster.
So much technology here.
There's so many new lights. The camera, I was scared to bring the new camera over yet. There's so many things on it, like it's not even funny.
I remember saying when producer Kev used to do all
Producer Kev.
And
Kev, come back, please.
All you had to do...
If ever there's a time I need to check.
All you had to do was sit in the chair and that was it. Well, I just do that anyway, so it's all
right. You two look so good with whatever lighting or whatever you've got going on there. I even put my lights up now today. And
look how shiny my head is.
We need to get makeup artists. Need to get Kate over now with a bit of powder and...
Fucking hell. Halfway.
Right. Sandown at 2:25 on Friday. The bet 365 Gordon Richards Stakes. And the betting is, as of now, Volcanic is 11-4. Highest Ground is 3s. Thunderous is 4s. Hookham is 5s. Extra Elusive is 13-2. Desert Encounter is 14s. Winter Reprise is 66-1. Flatman, where are we going and how are we going to get our weekend off to a good start?
This is actually a decent little race. Good few coals that should progress into good 4-year-olds. But I'm going to go with the Group 1 form and go for Hookham or Hookham, whatever you pronounce it.
Hookham?
I think that St. Ledger last year ended up being a decent race. His boy See the Stars, he should progress as a 4-year-old. He was 5th in that Ledger last year, and I'd say he didn't stay. He travelled fairly well. He had won a decent couple of races before that. And then you have the likes of Galileo Chrome, Pile Driver, Santiago ahead of him. Subjectivist behind him, who's already came out and franked the form. So I think he is the best of those.
What about you, Tom?
Yeah, this is tricky. As Dave said, there's 4 at least very, very nice horses in this. Valconig is a horse I've never really been a fan of. I took him on one day with Mishriff when Mishriff was like 10-1 and he won. And like obviously that's worked out very well. Highest Ground I was a fan of. He looked like for all the money to be Sir Michael Stout's next Derby hope going into the Dante. He then got beat by Thunderous and then just everything's just gone wrong at Newmarket then, and he was slowly away and that was kind of it over. They've given him a bit of time to come back. Thunderous the same. He obviously had an issue. He didn't run after the Dante. And then you've got Valconig, who was gone and won a handicap this on his first start this season. I don't know. His form again reads well. He's been beaten by. They were probably very disappointed with him, but he was beaten by Mishriff and then Highest Ground. So his form is good. I wouldn't rule him out, but he's 11-4, and I'm keen to take him on. Highest Ground and Thunderous just have that question to answer coming back because they've obviously had a bit of an issue. I wouldn't be surprised if either of them went and won this well. I'm going to go with Dave as well on Hookham. My only slight concern is the trip.
Sorry.
What's that?
He said sorry.
I wasn't even looking at you. I was looking at Hookham. My only concern is the trip back down to a mile 2. That said, he looked a clear non-stayer in the Ledger. He won at Royal Ascot in a handicap, won nicely. That was off a good long break as well. So, look, I think he's worth chancing, especially at the prices. I think you can get 5-1 out there, and yeah, for me that's worth taking. Well,
I'm going to go with Volcanic. Like I mentioned it a lot at the early points of the season, seeing over jumps and on the flat. Race fitness counts for a lot, especially this early. He's had a race underneath his belt. He beat Kaleidoscopic by 3 1/4 lengths, who was coming into that off the back of a 5-length win at Doncaster in a handicap. And look, as Tom said, he was beat by Misriff last season, which obviously reads very, very well now. Last year, he came out of the scene with a bang at Lingfield, Wolverhampton. But look, John Gosling runs some of his good horses on the all-weather. I think Enable made her debut on the all-weather. A few others.
Palace Pier ran on the all-weather.
Yeah. Look, it's the race fitness. It's that he looked like he was getting his act together when the penny dropped the last time. He's a horse I took the last season. I know he got beat at odds on at 8-11, 4-9 twice at Newmarket and Haydock. He looked like everything was coming together, and summer on his back or winter on his back seemed to do him all the good in the world. He'd be my idea the winner just on the race fitness alone and progression. Look, he's brother to the Arc winner, Volgeist, so he's from a good family. He kept improving the older he got, so I'd expect him to do the same. Then you have Highest Ground and who's him 700 was there a neck between him on the Dante form, so it's hard to split them. So it's who's ever primed and ready to go. Then you have Hokumo, who's fifth in St. Leger. Dave said he's a good winner of the Jeffrey Freer. He won the King George 5th Handicap then at Royal Ascot before that, so he's my idea of the biggest danger. Like Subjectivist was in behind him in the King George. I expect big things from him this season, so I think it'll be Falcone will win, and wherever he is, I expect Hookham to be very, very close behind him. But Falcone on race fitness, I think he'll win the farm. That is that. Right, next we just mentioned there the 3 o'clock, and again, wrong goddamn button, Andrew. This is confusing. 2 laptops.
Yeah,
in front
it
of
is.
Bet 365 mile, obviously over a mile, and the betting is Palace Pier is 8-15 on. Kuzam is 9-4. Happy Power is 9s, and Blessing, he's actually running, is 33-1. Palace Pier, be very disappointed if he don't win.
I wouldn't be disappointed if he didn't win, to be honest, because I'd say his targets later in the year is what he's going for. This is a starting point. I could say he should still win, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets beat, and Frankie will be very, very soft on him.
Yeah, but I know race fitness and all, but when you take race fitness into account and things, but then you have he is miles better than these.
He should win, but Sheikh Hamden horse is a really progressive horse as a 5-year-old, so should still win. But Frankie won't give him a hard race, and it'll be things like the Lockinge and the Queen Anne and so on and so forth for the rest of the season. So his race is not in the Group 2 at Sandown in
very true.
April.
Yeah. Does it have the kind of look of a messy race, Tom? The way it's lined up, or you just take the bull by the horns and off he goes?
I think he'll want to probably sit and take a lead off something. That tends to be how they ride him. Yeah, I went through this and I was half leaning with going with form, with fitness, and I went back the other way for 2 reasons. Kuzam, I've gone through his form, and to me, he looks like he's a lot better on the all-weather, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. He was 5th. He'd gone well. He'd won his novice race and then was 5th on the turf. And then he was 2nd on the turf, right? And then he went and won 7 lengths back on the all-weather. They've kept him on the all-weather ever since. That just tells me they think he's an all-weather horse, so there's a reason why they're running him on the all-weather. To back that up, then, I went back and watched Palace Pier's last run, and I'd actually forgotten about it. I saw he got beaten. I said, oh, yeah, he got beat, didn't he? And it was when Frankie looked like he was coming to win, and then he looked down as if he'd gone wrong, and it actually, in the vet's report, it said that he'd lost left 4 shoe. So if a horse loses a hind shoe, doesn't bother them too much. If they lose a front shoe, that's where most of their weight goes down through, and that can quite often worry them. And the fact that Frankie looked down, he didn't really ride him out. I'm willing to forgive him that. Other than that, he's a dual Group 1 winner, who's ultra impressive. He's won after a break. I think he ticks every box, really. And I know it's not original at 8-13, but I do think he'll take well to beat.
Yeah, I'm the same. Look, I'm not going to add much to what Tom said. 2-time Group 1 winner. St. James's Palace, Prix de Harris, third in the Champions Day at Ascot, where obviously something went amiss, and Tom just alluded there. I'll be hugely disappointed if he doesn't win this. I can see him just winning on the bridle, really, and I do expect big things out of him this season. He's that kind of build of a horse. I expect loads of improvement for this season. So I will be extremely disappointed if Palace Pier don't win on Friday. So now we move on to Saturday and the jumps finale at Sandown. We'll start with the 2:30. The Oaksey Chase over 2 miles, 6.5 furlongs. There. God damn. Right. Betting is Frodon is 5-4. Benny's King is 10-3. Mr. Fisher is 10-3. Itchy Fish is 6s. Barnes 5 or 12s. Tiger Roll 12s. And Militarian 66-1. Tom, Frodon, surely. I hate saying about surely wins this. Ran really well for a long way in the Gold Cup. That form alone should win this.
Frodon wins, lads. Go on, B. I think it's Paul Nicholls is backing Harry Skelton quite strongly for the jockey's title. He's given him quite a lot of rides, and especially over the weekend. So disappointed he hasn't put him on Frodon. That would have been the ultimate entertainment for Saturday afternoon. But no, B keeps the ride on Frodon, and yeah, look, I think he wins this, to be honest. I think Itchy Feet to run on and be in the free, definitely. Tiger Roll pisses me off the more I see and read about this and think about it. So I'm not even going to think about it because it just really, really annoys me.
Why, has there been more said?
No, just fucking retire him after bloody... He goes and bolts up for his, 5th Cheltenham Festival victory or whatever it is. Like, just retire him on the spot. You're not going for the national, just retire him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are we going to Sandown? Like,
are they going to Sandown? They are?
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of God.
They don't want to run in the Grade 1 at Punchestown. Like, run him in a Banks race at Punchestown.
That's what I'm going to say, but they're not running him in the Latouche or something.
Yeah, he'd win that. Like,
they should have.
Send him off there then.
It's a shame for the horse who deserves to go out on a massive high. And like, what are they going to do? Bring him back next year? You know, like, if Tiger Roll goes out finishing down the field in the Grade 2 Oaksey Chase at Sandown,
the gloss is gone then, isn't it? No, I know he's, but as of now,
he deserves more than that. He deserves more than that. The horse does.
Like, everything would be in his favor if he went to Punchestown. The ground is going to be good ground because we're not getting any rain anytime soon.
Now, here's the only thing, lads. Bring him back. He's only 11. He's bolted up in the cross country. He's won 18 lengths this year. He's absolutely annihilated them. Bring him back for next year. Bring him back to Cheltenham. We'll have crowds there. Give him a proper send off. I wouldn't be running him here. I'd be giving him a nice break. He'd be out in the field now, or coming up to it as soon as the weather breaks, and bring him back. Give him one run. Give him 2 runs, and try and win at Cheltenham, and that's it. But he deserves to go out on a massive high, that horse.
I genuinely thought he was done for the season. And as you said, why not Cheltenham next year? Because that division is not going to get any stronger.
No, that division is weak. The only one is, and Adjas, Adjas maybe if people can travel over, but there's older horses running that. He absolutely annihilated them this year. So, why not bring him back, I suppose. But if he was mine, I think I'd have gone for the national and seen what happened. But I don't know. I just hope he goes on the high, out on a high, rather than, tailing off down the field, and that's it for them.
I think they're gone so up shit creek now with him at this stage after the last run. They're just going, oh, let's try redeem ourselves in this. Makes no sense though, but still.
I don't know what the point is. I don't know why you'd bring him over there for this at all.
But, what are you thinking?
Yeah, throw it on, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, throw it on. Look, he ran well for what? 2 miles, 7.5 furlongs in the Gold Cup.
I used to love this race when Minora was around, and he'd lose every race all the way through the season, and then he'd be 10-1 on this, and he'd win.
And belt every fence at Silver.
Yeah. Love that horse.
Big black. You love big black horses.
He loved Sandown for some reason.
And
he's a terrible jumper. Terrible.
It's awful.
What a man.
No, I was going to say he didn't win the Arkle. It was the other one, Captain Chris.
Captain Chris Arkle. Minora won the Supreme.
Yeah, Frodon wins. If Cheltenham hasn't taken anything out of him, he should take a hell lot of beating, especially with all the fences down the back straight. He
loved jumping.
He'd love that. Yeah, Benny's King, look, he's on the back for third behind Dasher Drasher at Ascot. He'd probably his main danger, but Frodon should win and win it quite handsomely, if we're honest about it. Right, moving on. Probably the most interesting race of Saturday, the Celebration Chase over 2 miles. Champion Chase, Hero Put the Kettle On is coming over for another crack at English Pot. Altior is back. I say back. God only knows until tomorrow. Oh, God. Why is that? I'm not plugged in. At 5-2. So Royale at 3s. Newburn Egger 5s. Grenadine 11-2. And Nutswell 14-1. Nothing's working today. Tom, my laptop's going low. Plug that in for me here.
This is a really, really good race, lads. I'm almost certainly I'm not going to be having a bet in it. Put the Kettle On. Her form away from Cheltenham would worry you. She was a very good third at Leopardstown. It'll be interesting to see if it's a factor of Cheltenham or if it's just a factor of going over and going on her holidays and running that sparks a bit more life into her. Would I back her at 13-8? No, probably not. Altior is fascinating because, you know, as much as people want to knock him for the last year or two, he hasn't finished outside. He's only been second twice since April 2015. He's a fantastic horse. I can see him being banged there. And Nube Negra obviously got a bit of trouble in running in the Champion Chase, and Chasestone Put the Kettle On. Look, the one I'm going to side with. It's a bit cheeky, really, but Nutswell each way I think makes a bit of sense. I think one of those first 3 probably won't run their race, and after that it's very open. So I just thought at the prices, 14-1 Nutswell might squeak into a place, but as I say, I'm not going to have a bet in it. I'm going to sit back and enjoy it, and it should be a really good race.
Now, Newbane Negra is after taking a big walk in the market.
He's running a Punchestown.
Oh, he's running a Punchestown.
He's running against Allaho and Shashan.
Shashan Pushwa.
Yes.
Best of luck. Wouldn't be for me.
Oh, he's going to get his ass whooped.
Why would you do that?
Because
I think fair play to him for taking him on.
The hell with it.
Yeah, fair play to him. A lot of them won't do it, so.
Same with Clan. Clan has gone over.
Yeah,
I'll
give him props for coming over. Fair play.
See, only one's after taking up the champion hurdle.
Yeah, but see, the thing about Nube Negra is I'd be fairly confident in Dan Skelton thinking he has the beating the Shakan, because he has done already. He reckons this Nube Negra is an airplane as well. But he's the beating the Shakan, so he thinks he'll beat him again. And then he probably thinks Allaho dropping down 2 miles might not work. Do you know what I mean? It's not the maddest thing ever.
It's not.
He travels like a dream. He loved Punchestown, that horse.
Big galloping track. You just stick him where you want. Put the Kettle On. As Tom alluded there, is it the Cheltenham factor? Is it she loves going on her holidays? At 13-8, do I want to go at it? Champion Chase. Of course you want to go at it. She's Champion Chaser. She's getting weight off Altior, who's, I'd say he's gone slower than me now. Like when the legs go, they're gone. They're not coming back. Trust me, I know. I'm the biggest Altior fan, and I can't have him anymore. The speed isn't there anymore. He's slow away.
I don't know. Up this hill though, could suit him.
But then it could still put the kettle on as well. She got ahead in the champion chase. She was good, length down, jumping the last. She got back up.
Yeah,
if anything, I think she'll be near. If she jumps the last, upsides or in front, there's no one going to go past her. But it's the whole, is it the Cheltenham factor? I know she's won in Ireland before, but this was in her earlier days. This is grade 1. This is totally different. We could come Saturday at 3:15 and say, my God, that was obvious as the day is long. She's a champion chase or taking on Altior, who's going on 12. His legs are not what it used to be. So Royale is So Royale. And then you have Grenadine. Take Altior out of it. If Altior, you're hanging on hopes and dreams and prayers that he's the same that he was, but he's probably not, then it's just put the kettle on against grade 2 rags. Is it that obvious?
I think Altior is going to win.
Do you?
Mm. Yeah. I think Tom is on about Tiger Roll Swan Song. I think this is Altior's. If he runs, that is the case, because Nicky Henderson loves not running him. But if he runs, I think he'll win. If he runs, it means he's fit and ready to run.
If he jumps the way he did at Kempton, he's not going to win. She'll jump him into submission. Her jumping is a lot better than it. She's very accurate. He's very, let's get from A to B these days. And he's not that fast away anymore. He'd be staying on. He'd probably be second. I'd love to see him win. But then, are you looking for a heart over a head? Probably. But if from a betting perspective, to me, it's obvious the one to bet. Look, I know she's a sharp price, but she's a champion chaser. She's getting £7. She's in the form of her life. Altior's coming back after another break. How good is he still? We don't know. How good is put the kettle on? We know how good she is. He's on his way out. She's on her way up. He's coming this way. She's going that way. It's whether she's gone that far up over him and he's gone that enough down to meet her. But look, I think put the kettle on and win. But I wouldn't be surprised. I'd love to see Altior win, but I don't think he will.
Man, I think Altior will win. If he runs, that is. If he runs, it means he's fit enough to run and he'll do himself justice.
Okay. Who'd you say again, Tom? Not well each way. Sorry.
Probably not swell each way, just at the prices, but sit back and enjoy, I think.
Yeah. Right. On to 3 mile 5 bet 365. Gold Cup handicap chase. And we have Henry Drumhead and Rachel Blackmore over for some more. Gold Cup Glory at 4-1. Glandis Opus 5, he's not running. Kitty's Light is 6s. In Rolo is 11-2. El Presidente is 7s. Potterman is 10s. Golden Fortune is 12s. Crossparks 14s. Sipage 16s. Irish Prophecy 16s. And 22-1 bigger wrist. Dave, take us away. Is Henry sending us over for the good of his health?
Look, that horse always finds a way to lose, but I wouldn't be backing anything in this at below 6 or 7-1, so he's not for me. I have no strong feeling in the race, but I picked out 2 outsiders. Neil Mulholland's Doing Fine and Warren Greatrix is Bob Mahler. 2 horses that you kind of know will stay the trip and be staying on at the death. They're big prices.
Is it a poor renewal?
It is a terrible race.
You usually have this kind of...
It reminds me of the Kim Muir at Cheltenham.
It usually has this kind of good grade 1 kind of horse near the top that's taking a chance. Like the good horses won it before. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think the last one I backed actually was Poker de Zavola when he won it.
There's a poor enough race.
Yeah, for me, for Plan of Attack to be favourite and this short of a price of a favourite, to me, it's a poor race. I've got my fingers burnt back in this thing so many times. I'm not going to do it again. Tom, who are you going with?
It's not. This is very original now. I just think Plan of Attack wins, to be honest. Yeah, and I think part of what helps me get to that conclusion is that it's not the strongest race in the world. Just going down through some of them, and I'm struggling to find which competition, to be honest. This horse, he's won 4 races. I don't think he minds winning. I think he finds those competitive handicaps in Ireland a bit too much for him, especially on soft ground. He's gone over, so on the 3 occasions that he's gone over to England to run, he won a handicap chase at Aintree off of 132. He was 4 for 23, being 6 lengths at Cheltenham last year in the Kim Muir off 140. Down to 138 in the Kim Muir again, and they put blinkers on him, and he was traveling like an absolute dream until he fell. And it says fell. His landing gear just didn't come out properly. He jumped the fence absolutely perfectly. He took a stride almost and then fell. I thought he was traveling fantastically well there. He got backed very, very. He got well punted. He's off the same mark of 138. I think that's well within him. He's bobbed around this mark before, and I think he's got one in him off that kind of mark. I'm sure he'll have blinkers on him again, and just think he wins. So I really do just think he wins.
Yeah, I'd be on him only for I've had my fingers burnt way too much with him. Like, the form figures don't fill you with confidence either. Pull up, 8 fell. I know
they don't tell the story though.
I know the fall was just landing gear didn't come out in time. I mean, he was traveling well. I backed him as well for that, stupidly, and I'm not doing it again. So he's going to win since I'm not backing him.
Yeah, I know it might not tell the story, but the form figures are there. He finds a way to get into trouble or do something wrong.
But the one I'm going with is Potterman for Alan King.
And I'm never backing that horse again.
I know you're not, because he got done on the line. Look, his last win came off 150 at Marker Racing last August. He's back down to 147, so he's 3 pounds lower. He went down after that. He was second to Secret Investor. He was then a short head beaten by El Presidente. Bad memories.
I just
bad
cannot
memories.
understand how he didn't win that race. Still, I was watching. There was a replay of it the other day. I just cannot get around my head how he didn't win that.
I know.
He didn't jump a twig, and he still was there. Like,
that's what I mean. Like, he's down to this mark now. Like, Kitty's Light was 3 lengths behind him, and now there's a huge turn in the weights there.
He will love 3 mile 5 around Sandown, and I'm going up the hill at the end anyway. That's for sure.
Like, he was going grand in the Hennessy, Ladbroke, whatever the hell you want to call it these days, until he unseated rider. I just think he has some runs since. He's going to be fresh. He'll go on the ground. He's at a very competitive mark in what is not the greatest Bet365 Gold Cup you're ever going to see in your life.
It is not. No.
He's 10 to 1, I think. He's a great each way bet for me. Like, in Rolo, he's another one, an interesting one. He won by, I think it was a short head or something last time, but he was doing nothing when he hit the front. He done everything to throw the race away. He done a Rab Havlin horse version, but won.
Well, there you go.
But I think Potterman's interesting. Like, 147, 3 pounds lower than his last winning mark. He will stay at this trip, no bother whatsoever. And if his jumping is okay, he'll be there at the finish. So yeah, that's my one for that. Tom looks like he's studying intently there on something.
I was trying to remember a horse that ran the other day.
Did you find him?
Yeah.
Is this the one you told us there? You have an absolute certainty.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it away yet, though. Jesus. I'm going to try and make myself sound a bit clever when it runs. But yeah. I've got one for whenever he runs a few weeks' time or something. Just
make sure you say it as a certainty. Right. On to the 4:15 at Sandown. What is this? You're at the messing with me thing now.
I didn't do it.
You're at the messing with me.
I plugged the thing in. That's it. See?
Go. Sorry, my bad. We're back. Shut up. Whinging. Anyway.
I didn't see you going checking if there was people robbing us and you full up a Monster or juice there. Sent me down. I could have had a heart attack.
They're closest to the door. They get you first before they get me.
Yeah, I see why you done that.
Don't always have to be the cleverest one in the room. Be the smartest one in the room.
They're the same thing.
No, they're not.
Clever and smart is the same thing.
It's 2 different definitions if you look really into it.
I'd say you don't have to be the toughest person in the room, just be the smartest. No. That's what you meant, I'd say.
No. Anyway, don't have to be the smartest one to figure out who's going to win this. This is probably one of the worst grade 2s I've ever seen in my life.
I don't even want to talk about this race.
Yeah.
So on the blind side, will win.
That's what I said. That's what I picked as well.
It's terrible. Goshen won't run, and if he does, he'll run in Aintree instead of Sandown because he'll go the wrong way.
Like, you've caught me, Lord, on the blind side. Pick Dory, Captain Zebo, indefatigable. I can never say that properly.
She holds a place in my heart now.
And
she won't
rightly so. And Clonard Cat, they're all the ones with jockey bookings up on it. Goshen is entered as well. He's going to Punchestown apparently. Stoner's Choice ran today. And You Never Call, I don't know. Molly's Ollie's Wish, I don't know. But on the blind side, will win if he turns up. He's the best form in the race. He's 30 lengths behind Time Hill over 3 miles last time in a grade 1. 2.5 lengths behind, what's his name? Strong Wind or something like that at Haydock. And
Third Wind.
And he beat Miss Miller at Cheltenham at the start of the season. So I don't know what price he is. There's no price up yet, so I would be having him for probably the best bet of the weekend. Tom, enlighten us with this.
Yeah,
why are there no Irish horses running here?
Here. Why didn't Sean back in train a few weeks earlier? We'd win this.
Okay, steady on now.
She's back in train and getting excited again.
No, is this shit gonna start again? Every time she runs, she's gonna win.
Galway Hurdle.
She's gonna win. Next time she runs, she's gonna win.
Tom's gonna win her maiden hurdle now. We're gonna get a lovely mark. We win the handicap then and also the Galway Hurdle.
If you weren't so bloody negative, she might win.
Yeah, absolute crow.
You'd be giving out if I told you. If I'd have told you the last 3 days, I think she's gonna win, lads. You'd have been like, Tom, you're wrong. You're talking shit.
No, if you just have a bit of confidence, we might go okay. Like
I'm confident in her. Don't worry.
I'm confident.
I'm condom.
All right, Dave. Yeah, no,
you're the one said it.
I'm confident in her. Don't worry.
You really said it again.
He's gone now.
She'll win us plenty of races this summer.
She's winning the select hurdle then, is she? Grade 2.
You could have thrown her in it, I suppose. Yeah, look, I'm with you on the blind side. He's tough as old boots these days, isn't he? And you're gonna get a good run for your money if you back him. Gonshin going to Punchestown just be the kind of fecking thing to happen that he goes and bolts up, wouldn't it?
He won't. Honeysuckle's run.
Do you know what? It just nothing surprises me anymore. So yeah, who knows?
She'll make him a bitch.
Hang on.
Won't turn up in it.
Picture this.
Oh God.
Gonshin goes to Punchestown, does Honeysuckle a length, and they turn around and say, "We're going chasing next year."
It's going to happen.
No chance. Absolutely no chance.
We'll ask the guy.
You're going to ask him tomorrow.
Of course, I'm going to ask him.
He's going to say we're going to discuss it with the team over the summer. But
I'll kind of talk him into it, and I can explain where all his horses can go.
Remember now, Thomas, at the start of the season, you were wildly confident Honeysuckle was going back to regain her mayor's title.
So, 100%, yeah. But now she's improved enough to be a champion hurdler and one of the best champion hurdlers we've seen in years. So she's going back to win her champion hurdle crown again.
What? You won it before. Win something else.
Yeah. Why not?
Aim for the top.
It's like when you win the Munster. You want to win the All-Ireland now.
Yeah.
You win the All-Ireland.
No. That's like Man United winning the Champions League and saying, this year we're going to try for the Club World Cup because we don't want to try for the Champions League because we've won that already.
But there's no other competition by the Champions League. In racing, there's loads of, like, you progress from being a hurdler to a chaser. Like.
There's 4 championship races at Cheltenham. They're not going to miss a season with her to then try and win a Gold Cup or something. Like, what is she even running next year? We're not getting into this. No, we're not.
She runs in the Marsh. She wins the Marsh.
Against Bob.
What? No, Bob wins champion hurdle. Don't worry about that.
Bob is not going hurdling, lads. Bob is not a hurdler. Bob is a Gold Cup horse.
How is Bob not a hurdler?
It bolted up in the Ballymore.
In a novice hurdle. If you see the Bob, he's a chaser. He's been bought as a Gold Cup horse. He hasn't been bought as a champion hurdler. It's not.
When I said from last year he wasn't even going to win at the Cheltenham.
Sure, look.
Trust me.
I actually hope
Trust me.
Honeysuckle goes over fences now just to see her face.
Fine, lads. I'd be amazed. I'd just be amazed.
They don't school her every Sunday over fences for the crack.
But they do. They've done that all of her career. They said.
That's because they know she can do it and she might be a better chaser than hurdler.
Well, she was bought for chasing, I'd say.
She was bought for chasing.
She's
when she won the Grade 1 mares at Leopardstown, or not Leopardstown, Ferryhouse race, she got off her. She's a very bright future ahead of her over fences.
Well, she won a point, didn't she?
She did.
It's like Bouverdare, though. You go back doing something.
Don't you dare put him in the same bracket as her. Don't you dare.
It's the same thing, though. They're not going to go chasing with Bouverdare now, are they? Like,
they're 25.
Bouverdare did go chasing.
How many champion hurdle winners?
They go chasing. He went chasing. They couldn't jump.
Yeah, and they came back to hurdles. How many champion hurdle winners in the last 10 years have gone chasing?
How many champion hurdlers were Honeysuckle?
No. How many champion hurdlers won point to points?
Faheen.
He went chasing.
He went chasing
because he was too slow to win another champion hurdle.
That's not what you said. No, asked the question. So Faheen.
There's one.
Hold up, I get champion hurdlers.
No.
Hold up, I get champion hurdlers.
Rock on Ruby won one. He went chasing.
And that
wasn't much good at it, but he went chasing.
Hurricane Fly was
too small. Peddler's Cross.
He went chasing.
He was second.
And that went to shit.
Champion hurdle. Hurkle.
Bouverdare was a chaser and got dropped back because he wasn't going to beat Altior.
Esper Dallin, he died. Mellon went chasing. He was second.
Yeah.
Annie Power was retired.
Faheen went chasing.
Jesky was too small.
Hurricane Fly too small. Rock and Ruby went chasing. Peddler's Cross went chasing. Overturn, who was second, went chasing. Kybrickham go chasing.
Binocular Kyber came. They were just hurdlers.
Okay, so it's fair to say any champion hurdlers that went chasing were shite because they were champion hurdlers. It's a specialized division. You have to be.
Hold up. If we take this back, this time last year, we all said, me included, Dave, you, she's not a hurdler, she's a chaser.
Yeah.
We all said it. Everyone said it. And she
also all said she'd retain her mayor's title. She wouldn't go for a champion hurdle. So
she's improved though, and her hurdling is improved, which is a massive aspect for her.
Could you imagine us sitting here tomorrow and having this argument with Henry?
I'd say he'd be like this.
I'd wait and I get my hands on that Dunphy fella.
So on the blind side then, yeah?
Yeah, on the blind side.
Yeah. Back to the select hurdle.
Right. Last race we're going to cover is on Sunday at Navan 240, the 1 mile 6 furlong Group 3 Vintage Crop Stakes. If these horses that are all entered run, it means I call it a Group 1. Like the Melbourne Cup winner, Twilight Payment, Baron Samedi. Samedi. So close. I have an E there instead of that. He improved by
bundles
last year. Ones everywhere. Princess Zoe probably won't run ground to be too fast. Santiago, who was second behind Stradivarius, and length and a half fifth in the St. Leger, and the Irish St. Leger winner, Song for Someone. Right. Your time to shine.
I have no idea. It's too hard to go on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'd probably choose Joseph's horse just because he was so progressive last year, but I honestly have no idea.
Tom, do you have an idea?
What wins this? Not a clue. I went through this and oh my God, this is hard.
It's like a minefield.
Oh, the good to firm ground. The first time out after a break. I don't know what wins this. I'm not even gonna. Do you know what? I'm not even gonna hazard a guess. I have not got a clue.
Santiago.
Well, at least Andrew picked one because I couldn't have picked one either.
I think Santiago wins. I think he needed a year on his back. He was very good last season.
You love him, don't you?
He's like a big brute, isn't he? A big brute.
You locks onto some horses. I knew it. He was
I'm gonna throw one up, and I'm gonna throw up Search for a Song.
Nah,
She's won on Good and Good to Firm. I'll throw her in. But
she will run like a dog, and then around August or September, she'll come back to form.
She'd win the St. Leger again, which realistically should not be.
That's a terrible race.
A St. Leger, because any horse can run it. Don't have to be 4. But I think Santiago, if he turns up here, he will run a mighty fine race. But yeah,
if Hookham franks the form of the St. Leger on Friday before, you could be onto something there now.
Could be. No price to get on though.
No prices.
Right, Naps next best, and everything else to go with. David.
My nap is Hookham. My next best is kind of has to be Frodan.
I knew it. Tom. Look at disgust.
Hang on, I've forgotten his name. How have I forgotten his name? 2 seconds. My nap is Plan of Attack. And my next best is Plan of Attack. Just back Plan of Attack.
So where's
don't back Plan of Attack, in other words?
Mine is Put the Kettle On is the nap. I think she just wins. She's miles better than the rest, and I'm just expecting Altior not to be the Altior we all know.
The black aeroplane is
black. The black aeroplane is missing a wing.
Hardy from the group, I'd say, is fingers, toes, and everything crossed that he sees. Poor chap's been waiting all year.
I'd love to see him win, but realistically, I can't see him doing it. I just think he's coming down.
You're a hater.
I was the one that put everyone onto Altior before he was supreme.
You're after going against him now. You're a hater. You won't stick with the old boy.
Stick with you, don't I? It's bad enough.
And I stick with Altior.
Put the Kettle On, nap, and next best. Volcanic.
Ooh, I thought you were going to say Frodan.
Jesus Christ, no, he mad. You win, but I won't put it up. I ain't shouting for B when you back it.
Come on, B.
Right, Tom, where's the certainty?
What certainty? Oh, no, I'm not giving you that. I'm going to try and buy that, so I'm not giving you that one just yet. Plan of
told you he was giving us at the end of.
Yeah, he must be. He now has changed. Oh, never mind.
No, I said I've got a bet for this weekend. It's Plan of Attack. I'm really, really keen on him. I really think he'll win.
Are you going to back it?
Yeah.
I'm confused now. You told us you had a certainty. You were going to sound smart about it and everything.
Plan of Attack, apparently.
No, I have a certainty for the next time he runs, but I'm going to try and buy the horse first, so I'm not going to give it away just yet.
So the next horse Tom buys lump on it the first time he runs.
Stop
giving up the ghost already. So that plan's scrapped.
If we buy this and if we manage to buy this and it runs and you will obviously mention the horse's name, it's a certainty. I doubt we'll be able to buy it, to be honest.
Second you guess off this
straight away with the pessimism again.
If he wins,
fucking believe in yourself. Believe in Pimlico of doing this and getting your horse and winning and all that.
We've been trying for what? Last 2 years to try and get more
psychologist or something.
Or me.
I'm in a really good mood today. I really am. I'm in a really positive mood as well.
Are you drunk?
No, I'm not. Not at all. Drinking tea, actually. I had a cup of tea this afternoon, another cup of tea before the show. I'm going to have another cup of tea after.
Laced with the same stuff that Benoit De La Sayette uses.
Liquid form.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. You're going tracing hair now and everything.
Yeah, sure. Look.
You should be a jockey. You'll be grand.
Yeah, you get away with it. No hair on me.
See, come into Sandown now on Sunday, scalp everyone.
Oh, brilliant.
He's on drugs.
Oh, God.
He should do it for the crack.
Everybody be banned.
You can kind of in your head, you can think who would do it.
Yeah, let's not go there.
No, not going there, but you kind of could think. Tom wants to go there.
And you can think who would use children to make their clothes and sell them, but you can't say it.
Shut up!
You can't put the two words together. Like.
See you next week, lads.
Well, lads, if we're back next week.
I didn't say their name.
Please end this now before he's so
Henry's coming on tomorrow, and you're saying this. Sometimes we have to say stuff we're not allowed to say and just not say it. We say it a lot, but there's a line you can't cross.
I'm tired. I need to go to bed.
Oh, I hope this part where everyone just turns off.
In other news, lads, that horse I gave last week, Jovan, is entered in a maiden on Friday at Cork. Hasn't a hope and has a chance in a maiden, I doubt, but keep an eye out for him. Tom Mullins' horse, Jovan, is called 155 at Cork on Friday. He's only rated 61. There's a few in it were rated way ahead of him, but there is a race in him.
Jovan. Ben Cohen.
Oh, he's got 10-7. He's no chance in that race, but don't be put off when he's well beaten in that. There's a race in him coming up soon.
Is this the make good of the summer?
Could be. Yeah, I feel he's a make good horse. He's going to take a little time to land right and
educational rights.
Can you tell me that? No, just for putting him in the right races, I think. But I hope you tell me he's the worst horse in trade, and then he's definitely going to win. I enjoyed that so much last summer. It was so crap.
I would not back that thing if you gave me counterfeit money.
Here we go.
And we're back to the finishing line. Right, we'll end on that note. We're back Sunday live for Talking Points, where we're going to go back over everything. But tomorrow at some stage...
We're not. Sunday is the Punchestown.
Oh, Sunday's Punchestown preview.
And the witches, yeah.
Would you? Treaty.
And just make sure they hear me.
Sunday at 8 o'clock, our Punchestown Festival preview and The Witch, ABW, Andrew Blair White. You have to give him about 20 nicknames now.
The Witch. He has an emoji and everything.
He does. He's an emoji in his phone. So we're back Sunday with the Punchestown Festival preview, where Racing TV are giving us jackets to give away. And
I have one.
No, a few.
Sort of try.
For people that are going to be watching. Oh, you have to come up with questions again then.
Oh yeah, I do that, yeah.
And there'll be a few mugs, and I'll get some stuff off Hollywoodbets as well. My voice really high there.
Yeah, it did. It's that monster again. Tom must be drinking it too, though.
Yes. It's fucking up my brain.
Don't touch that stuff, lads. Bad for the heart.
I know.
You used to drink a lot of it.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. When we weren't in the gym together, you always
Noco. If Noco want to sponsor us, we're good for that now.
Who?
Noco.
The hell is Noco?
No Carbs Company. It's that kind of stuff, but it's nicer.
If there's any French vineyards around the Bordeaux region that fancy sponsoring us as well,
now you're talking.
Me and Andrew will be well up for that.
We will do a weekly wine tasting segment.
I'll watch. I'll watch that.
A little cheese board and everything. Oh, we just get this done.
Cheese boards.
What? Big Ballybeg head.
You're from Ballybeg, like. Cheese board. I said to you, cheese boards.
I live in Ballybeg longer than you.
Cheese boards and red wine. I was up in his house last week, and he's going to get his dinner. Comes in with a cheese board and mango chutney and what was it?
Mango chutney is red onion chutney.
Red onion
mango chutney is for curries. You.
I was sitting there and I was fucking disgusted at this. Where do you think you are, like?
Ballybeg.
And there's literally horses on trap, like with the things at the back of them, going up down the road, and this fella's in eating red onion chutney and a cheese board.
Hey, they didn't show anyone eating cheese boards in Ballybeg on that documentary they did, I tell you that much.
Jesus Christ.
I
can see you, Kenny, from here.
I sat there looking at him.
He lives up the road from me. He lives like 8 doors up from me.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 doors.
My house is kind of in on its own.
The king of Ballybeg, as he is known.
What up, Vincent?
So funny. For those of you who don't know, this guy stood on a mound and said you can see the 5 counties, didn't he? And listed out all these different places that were not counties.
3
Vincent's
counties,
lovely, man.
Dungarvan, Tramore and Ballybeg, which are not counties and are just all in the county of Waterford. And you can't see Tremor or Dungarvan either, for that matter.
Deep sea Tesco's.
Good point.
Right, go on, let's go. Right, an extra video tomorrow where we will be interviewing Henry de Bromhead. You work? I forgot to ask you.
Yeah, no, I won't be here.
You up working?
No, I'm working. You're on your own. We'll let you have this moment. You've wanted this for so long, Andrew. You own it, pal.
I'm proud of you from this one.
Yeah.
I won't fuck it up. Be grand.
No, of course I won't.
Right. As I said, tomorrow we're back with Henry de Bromhead interview, and I will ask him the question about honeysuckle. And Tom will be shocked.
I'm not being there for that anyway. No way.
We're back Sunday with our Punchestown Festival preview live at 8 o'clock, where Andrew Blair White will be joining us. So again, lads, thanks for watching. Give us a like, subscribe, and comment below who is your best bet for the weekend. And we will see you again Sunday live at 8 o'clock for our Punchestown Festival preview.